Yo, what's going on, guys? Bexio back, and today we've got more Bitcoin news. China banning Bitcoin yet again. They got to keep banning it over and over and over again, proving the point that Bitcoin it does its job exactly as it's supposed to. But we can see right here, China declares cryptocurrency transactions illegal. Bitcoin price falls, and China banning Bitcoin is very quickly becoming literally a meme. There's nothing more to put to it. China bans Bitcoin probably at least once every 6 months at this point. I mean, they kicked out the miners earlier this year. That affected the price, and now even people are freaking out. Bitcoin dropped $2,000 off of China banning it. That is nothing at all for Bitcoin. That's like if a Bitcoin, when you wake up in this morning, check the Bitcoin price and you see it's down, you say, oh, I wonder what's happening. Someone tweet something, and no, it's an entire country trying to ban it, and it's China yet again. I don't think that this is gonna have a big problem. As a matter of fact, we can look back in history and see how little of an issue this actually will be. So right here, you could see, for the record, price of Bitcoin was $1,022 when China first banned it in 2013. I bet everybody right now would love to buy Bitcoin at $1,000 roughly when China first banned it. But this just shows like China bans it and the price doesn't stop. It keeps going up. It's not scared of China. Bitcoin does not need China to say it can work. It's just going to work. And you can see the returns from China bans. December 2013, 4,868% return. September 2017, it was a 1,200% return. May 2021, 38%. That's lower because literally right now, how many months is that? 4 months later or something, they banned it again. So we'll see what the percent looks like here, but it literally is a bullish event for Bitcoin. People freak out in the short term, but China doesn't run Bitcoin. And even you look, this is more banning dates for China, Bitcoin, and crypto. So you see all of these dates here, what the Bitcoin price was, and it is trending up every single time, except for these few in the middle. Was a little bit lower than 8K here. This was the bear market though, so makes sense. And then you see it just continued. It just went from 1,000 to 37,000 to where we are right now, like 42K ish. The percent moves absolutely ridiculous. Annualized percent moves still ridiculous. It just continues to show there's more and more data looking back that China thinks that they can try and stop Bitcoin, but they can't. And the reality is, no country can. Even China, it's banned in China. It's all this and that. If you wanted to use Bitcoin in China, you still can. You can hop on the Bitcoin network, send Bitcoin somewhere, receive Bitcoin. They can't stop that from happening. And just a couple of things China has banned that were great investments. They banned Facebook, YouTube, Google, same company, but great investment. WhatsApp, Facebook as well, but great investment. Buying Facebook when China banned it would have been great. Buying Google when China banned it would have been great. Buying Bitcoin when China bans it, it's proven to be great. So China bans Bitcoin. They create the yuan, however you want to say that. That's their digital currency, their CBDC that they want to run the world with and try and run their country with. And it makes sense why they wouldn't want to get Bitcoin. They hate competition, free markets, all of that. And this opens the door to everyone else in the world and the US to kind of go through this and take this as an advantage, where when China banned the internet and stuff, the US said, we're going to use the internet to make sure that we benefit the most. Created Google, Apple, Facebook, Twitter, all these huge internet companies that came out of the US because the US said we would like to use this innovation to our advantage, help us, and that just helps put you in a better spot in the world. This is the same thing with Bitcoin. When people and countries start to adopt Bitcoin, they can say, it's going to be used. It can be used by people, by bad people. Same way the internet can be used by bad people. But Bitcoin, you can use it to use the innovation for yourself to propel yourself further and make it better for everything. And Bitcoin can do that for the entire world. With any country that wants to adopt Bitcoin, like we're seeing in El Salvador, and many other countries that are onboarding right now. So even with the Bitcoin price and chart here, I mean, this is it for the candle. What we were approaching 44, even got up to this 45,283 level, fell down to 40K. Not a massive move. I mean, nothing crazy to freak out about, and we're already getting back above this level right here, which is roughly 42.3-ish, 42.5. So we're hovering on that level right now, but it's a big event outside of Bitcoin's control, just like I think this was a big event outside of Bitcoin's control, and that started this downward move here. But over time, everything is still going to look good, and we're going to look back in the past and say, wow, Bitcoin at $42,500 was a steal in 5 years, and saying how China, it was another bullish event for a China banning. It is at this point, you'll have all the bears coming out and trying to celebrate and say, wow, look at this, Bitcoin's controlled, Bitcoin, it bows down to governments, it doesn't do what people said it does, and it's just trying to play off headlines and emotions where people don't understand. The Chinese government can ban Bitcoin. They can say it's illegal to use Bitcoin. They cannot stop it. The Bitcoin, if people want to receive and send Bitcoin in China, they can. Nothing can stop that transaction from going through. And no matter how hard they try, they can't do it. And I think that in the future, in 5-10 years, when people are using Bitcoin and still transacting and doing all this stuff, the Chinese government just won't enforce their ban. They won't take it back. They don't want to look weak or something like that, like they were wrong. But I think that they're just not going to enforce the ban because they just can't. And that goes straight into this tweet talking about Bitcoin here, saying if you sell your Bitcoin because an authoritarian government doesn't like it, you don't understand Bitcoin. That's, I mean, basically what we were saying. Like, just because China bans it, they say they ban it. Obviously, they can't stop transactions from happening. It's not a closed network. Like, they could stop transactions with PayPal or stop transaction with Venmo or something. You can't stop a Bitcoin transaction because it's not a centralized or closed system. It's decentralized. It's open. It's for anyone to use. And if you have a Bitcoin address with Bitcoin in it, you can send that Bitcoin where you want. You can receive Bitcoin to that address. Nothing can stop those transactions from taking place. And a lot of people don't think of it that way, and think of Bitcoin like something that people can just stop or governments can just ban if they want. But more so, what this does is what China has always done historically, and just open the door for the US and other countries to come in and take this innovation and run with it and make their countries better. You've seen that in the US with the mining ban from China. When miners got kicked out of China, a lot of them came to the US, a lot came to Canada, and a lot went to other places. But the US benefited from the China ban because the miners came to the US. It brought jobs to the US, it brought innovation to the US, and it allowed Bitcoin to thrive more in the US and the rest of the world. So when China bans this stuff and says they're banning Bitcoin, they're opening the door for other countries like the US to say, we're accepting Bitcoin. We are going to go with this technology, this innovation, and go with it. And then you start to get all of the innovation and people who want to work on that come to your country and bring jobs and innovation, bring the talents to do all of this stuff and work on it from the ground up. And it's just a really good thing for the rest of the world. And China always closes itself off, just like when they censor their internet, just like when they banned Google, when they banned Facebook, when they banned Twitter, when they do all of these bans, it only helps people outside of China and not China themselves. But that's going to do it for this video. China banning Bitcoin, not a surprise. What is this, the 100th time? And proves that Bitcoin is doing its job. They only had to ban Google once, Facebook once, and Twitter once. They have to ban Bitcoin every 6 months at this point. So, as always, guys, I'm going to smash that like button and subscribe. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. See you guys in my next video.